Boulevard. Call and place your order at 914-699-1349. We also do delivery from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have the most Jamaican flavors. Grape nut, pistachio grape nut, rum and razor, Jamaican rum and razor, sour milk ice cream, sugar-free ice cream, stout ice cream cake, peach grape nut, and more. Also check out Papa Deli's right next door. When you talk about jerk chicken, jerk pork, roast fish, fried fish, and roast corn, contact me at 914-699-0145. Also check out our juice bar with our smoothies, boosters, mash, and therapy juices. 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Ice cream, jerk chicken.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
And this is where I take my cue because it's time for Inside the Zone, another edition. Hello, everyone. Good evening to you. It's raining here in New York City, and I'm here to spend it with you until 8 o'clock. Isn't that nice? Isn't that awesome? wonderful, amazing? Ah, yes, it is. My name is Denise, Lady D Gomez. How are you, everyone? I tell you, I've had a week, but man, oh man, am I happy to be here. This is where I come and I be, who I love to be. Not that I have multiple personalities, mind you, but this is what I love to do. So I'd like to welcome you to the show. Where are you? Who are you? What are you doing? Are you having a cup of hot chocolate tea? Save some for me, please. I could do with a little warm up right now. And those of you who are moving around, you are busy, life continues, you have 2-3 jobs. Man, I tell you. But it's Thursday, and I'd like to welcome you to Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect right here on Inside the Zone on Linkage Radio. Not to mention the fact that we are broadcasting on www.touchfmradio.com in the Bronx, www.caribbeanvibesradio.com, or Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, courtesy of Chris Wilby. My name is Denise. That's my name. It's on my birth certificate, or as we love to say, birth certificate. So I'm here with you this evening, and it's promises to be a good evening. I've had so much to do with so little time, but I made it here in the rain. People drive crazy, so everybody's still rushing to get to somewhere unimportant. But I made it here safely, so I'm so grateful. Good evening to DJ Linkage. He's back. Dex can't go on, you see. I spoke to Dex on Monday, and he's like, blah, 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 blah. And then he shows up. I want to pinch you. Wait until I see him. But it's good to have DJ Linkage back. And it's good to have Linkage Radio still intact, wouldn't you say? I say so too. 23 minutes after 6 o'clock. What's in store for you this evening? Well, I do have Inspirational Zone coming up next. And News Zone, a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Music Zone, it's my Gospel Music Thursday today, so we're going to praise the Lord in music, I tell you. And what's inside the zone? What would you do if an investment company could not account for your money? Lord, people have lost their money, billions of dollars in Jamaica, and now it has hit the international stage, renowned Usain and all the other people who have lost money. What would you do if it were you? Because I see some people said they would put their hands on top of their heads and bawl and wail, or even get off their heads. But I just wanted to ask you that question. If that happened to you, what would you do? From the subject line, well, it's an interesting email. I'll get back to that. From the author's zone, Rowena Campbell has penned another brilliant and entertaining story in Whirlwind of Love. Tune in at 7:30. I want to get my praise on. How about you? Welcome to the show, everyone. Pulling it down, taking it down, and let me hop on over to some praise music right now in my Inspirational Zone. I've always been having Inspirational Zone each and every Thursday. And, you've all been enjoying the selections that I air on this show on a Thursday evening. Don't forget, Inside the Zone is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and international audiences globally. The show's content captures its people's social, cultural, and collective views on issues that affect their communities: family, health, finance, education, immigration, housing, wealth management, life and health insurance, real estate, and food security on Monday 5 to 7 p.m. and Thursday 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station 24/7, 365 days for the year. Have you logged on recently to the blast that DJ Linkage sent out? We have multiple platforms through which you can tune into the show. Hello, everyone. I'll be hopping over to my YouTube group to say hello and to send the blast out. But in the meanwhile, in between time, as they say, it's music. Good evening to Pat, as always. Good evening, Lady D. Good evening, my Pat. Ryan King Wallace says, see ya, Miss, come with book of okay. Hey, sister. Yes, we have book this evening. It's raining cats and dogs here, of course. And I'd like to say hi, Pro LED. Okay. Hey, Vero, have you been sharing with anyone? Have you? I hope you have. Don't let me have to come down to, what's the name of the church again, Vero? Down to, what street is that again? And come sit beside you and say, hey, you send out the blast. Right there? Okay. So, welcome everyone. Let's get our praise on, shall we? Jermaine Edwards, I love it. I love it. Make a way. He always does.
Go away, away, away. You have always made a way, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Some days I am, some days low, but I will not give up, no, I won't let go. I know God will make a way for me. Hey. Oh, I see troubles on the left, troubles on the right. Trusting in you, oh God, I know I'll be alright. I know God will make a way for me. You're the God of the valley, the mountains and the sea. I will not worry. You will make a way for me. Powerful and mighty, you provide all of my needs. Through the storms I will believe that you will make a way for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So even if my eyes can't see, deep down I do believe. If you can part the sea for Moses, you can open doors for me. I know, oh yeah, you will make a way for me. Father, you have never once failed me, kept my family. Jesus, fight for me. You are Jehovah Nissi. You will never Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Tear down the walls of Jericho. So I know you will take good care of me. God of the valley, the mountains and the sea. I will not worry. You will make a way for me. Powerful and mighty, you provide all of my needs. Through the storms I will believe that you will make a way for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anything these answers will prosper. Anywhere you plant me, Lord, that's where I will go. Say you are mighty in power over this world, Lord. You are in control. You're God of the valley, the mountains and the sea. So I will not worry. I know you will make a way for me. Powerful and mighty, you provide all of my needs. Through the storms I will believe that you will make a way for me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, Daddy, you will make a way. 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 I know, I know you will. I know you will make a way for me. Come on, come on. Say that you will make a way. You will make a way. You will make a way.
Yes, Jermaine Edwards, make a way. That's the perfect way to start off the Thursday feature here of Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Good evening to you. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. I'd like to extend my happy birthday greeting to those of you celebrating your birthdays today. Happy birthday, happy anniversary. And a baby was born somewhere in the world today. Life came in. Good evening to you. And I want to say hi to all the ancillary workers, those who have to be cleaning up the train stations, cleaning up the train, keeping our streets clean, those who operate the snow blowers and so on. Well, no snow not falling yet. I hope soon for you, so you can put a little change in your pockets. But, all the people who are keeping our spaces clean, please don't just look at them as though, they're nobody. Because if they don't keep the trains clean, the buses clean, the streets clean, and in your offices, all your attendants and so on, they're important people. I'd like to say good evening to them this evening because I'm not taking anybody for granted. I always say I don't know what happened around the corner. I really don't know. So good evening to you. Keep working hard and doing what you're doing. And thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you. Good evening to those of you who are in the medical fraternity. You have to work. You have to cover each other's shifts. It can be very difficult. You're seeing people who are sick. And we're on the outside just happy-go-lucky while you see people who really can't do anything for themselves, and you have to be their hands, their eyes, their feet, everything, and encouraging words that you give to them. So I'd like to say thanks to our hardworking medical practitioners. You do so much for us, and we thank you so much. Good evening. How is the rain outside there? When I was coming, it was not too bad. I believe in my forecast, it told me that by the time I'm leaving here, it's like 80%. I'm sure it will be quite the downpour, but I'll just take my little time to get to my destination. Who want to blow. Oh, Lordy. So good evening, everybody. Life is here another day, and I am so grateful. How are you feeling? 6:34 p.m. I'd like to welcome you to News Zone, a delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, January 19, 2023. The Financial Services Commission, FSC, has committed to making full public disclosure of the outcome of investigations and other interventions into reports of alleged fraud at investment firm Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL. Executive Director Everton McFarlane gave this undertaking during a press conference yesterday. Mr. McFarlane says the FSC has taken several steps to address the matter, which was first reported by SSL on January 10 and the receipt of an independent report on January 11. Measures taken include contacting law enforcement agencies with relevant jurisdiction to determine an appropriate response, and issuing directions restraining SSL from conducting transactions on its own behalf or that of clients without the FSC's approval.
The response was aimed at providing the FSC with a mechanism to have daily and indeed intradaily insight into the affairs of the entity, which would assist us and the entity in managing itself concurrent with the investigations.
The agency also initiated steps to procure the services of a special auditor, Ken Tomlinson, to act as temporary manager for SSL on January 17. Mr. McFarlane says a wide-scale investigation is also ongoing, which is spearheaded by the Financial Investigations Division.
The FSC will continue to collaborate as necessary with law enforcement in this regard. And in addition, the work of the temporary manager will be proceeding to enable the FSC to determine a suitable plan of action to continue to protect the interests of all clients of the entity, while also overseeing the day-to-day affairs of the entity to address current client needs in an orderly and fair way.
In the meantime, the Bank of Jamaica BOJ says it's working with deposit-taking institutions to upgrade and strengthen their internal controls. This, it says, will heighten the sector's ability to detect and prevent fraud. The BOJ also pledged to continue its close monitoring of the financial sector to ensure soundness and stability in the island's financial system. In a release, the central bank expressed concern on alleged fraud involving financial institutions. According to the BOJ, it's worried that these developments have the potential to negatively affect confidence in the country's financial system. The BOJ says it maintains a rigorous regulatory oversight of the deposit-taking institutions it supervises, which are commercial banks, building societies, and the country's sole merchant bank. The rate of inflation for December 2022 decreased by 0.9 percentage points to 9.4% when compared to November 2022. The figures were released by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, during its virtual quarterly media briefing on Tuesday. Director General Carol Coy says the December 2022 Consumer Price Index, CPI, recorded a slight decline, coming out at 127.9 compared to 128 for the previous month.
This movement was mainly influenced by a 1% decline in the index for the heaviest weighted division, food and non-alcoholic beverages, and a 0.9% fall in the index for the transport division.
The inflation rate, according to Statin, was however tempered by increases in the index for restaurants and accommodation services, which went up by 3.4%.
And this was mainly impacted by increased prices for meals consumed away from home, and housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels up by 0.7%, due mainly to increases in the rates for electricity, water, and sewage.
Ms. Coy says the December 2022 inflation rate represents an increase on the outturn recorded 12 months earlier. Statin advises that the 2022-23 fiscal year-to-date inflation rate is 6.2%. Meanwhile, Statin is reporting that most of the administrative process-related issues affecting the 2022 population and housing census's initial phase have been resolved. The census commenced last September and was slated for completion within 3 months. The exercise was, however, extended into the first quarter of this year to ensure maximum coverage of the Jamaican population and is now scheduled to conclude in March. Director General Carol Coy says one of the issues being addressed is the recruitment of census takers. Statin targeted the recruitment of some 7,000 field officers. However, approximately 4,000 800 are currently engaged. Further to this, Ms. Coy says several census takers have also opted out of the job for varying reasons.
Statin is therefore redoubling its efforts with targeted recruitment, training, and onboarding of census takers in specific communities that currently have shortfalls, as we seek to identify candidates that are best suited to perform the tasks required until everyone is counted. To support the continuation of the census, Statin will also increase the census communication awareness campaign to remind persons about the importance of the census and to encourage everyone to participate.
Statin says it will continue to work with various groups, including community associations, justices of the peace, municipal corporations, strata bodies, faith-based communities, and private sector organizations. This is to ensure maximum participation of citizens. Farmers in 6 high-producing parishes will now have access to tractor services to improve operations on their farms. The Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, on Tuesday received 6 new farm tractors valued at over $49 million from the Ministry of Agriculture. They will serve parishes such as St. Thomas, St. Anne, St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, Manchester, and St. Catherine. Portfolio Minister Pernell Charles Jr. says the tractors will be available to RADA-registered farmers at a discounted rate.
Providing the farmers with equipment like these rubber wheel tractors is not a luxury, it is a necessity, because food security is a priority for every single Jamaican.
Minister Charles advised farmers to use due diligence when using the services provided and to do their preliminary basic land preparation before using the tractor service.
I am reliably informed, Jamaica, that our onion farmers of Yallas and Planting Garden River in St. Thomas will be benefiting. I'm informed that the Irish potato farmers in Guy's Hill, St. Catherine, with Miss Ruth Barrett, will be benefiting. St. Anne, as well. Farmers in the vegetable production belt of Bog Hole in Clarendon. All are among those who will be welcoming this equipment.
And finally, local businesses across various sectors will be exposed to new buyers in the Guyanese market as part of the second ministerial trade mission to the country. The mission, which will be led by the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator Aubin Hill, is scheduled to take place from January 23 to 28. Minister Hill said the delegation comprises over 45 companies and 60 individuals, including public and private sector companies. At a recent JIS think tank, the minister said the entities range from construction, technology, hospitality, banking, and financial, among others.
We're going back to make sure we cement those original arrangements that we made. Guyana and Jamaica will build a very, and I believe, formidable business and commercial and even broader political arrangements.
The mission follows the one made in October 2022. Acting President of Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, Shalette Cox, says a few companies that participated in that mission are already realizing success.
There are also companies that went on the first mission that are busily making inroads with their partners in Guyana and that have made several trips to Guyana since then. And I know that a few of those companies have some announcements to make in the coming months.
The upcoming trade mission aims to establish more business relationships between Jamaica and Guyana, as well as to secure export contracts in both goods and services. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
That was News Zone, a delayed broadcast of the news, courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Good evening, everyone. It's Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. Good evening to my online family in the YouTube chat. It's a pleasure having you. I know it's nice and rainy outside. I'd like you to invite someone to like the channel, please. The thumbs up right there, have them like it and say, hey, subscribe. You see the word subscribe and you walk them through. Please have them subscribe so we can keep having the numbers rising until I get to 1,000 subscribers and head into that new category that I'm anticipating. So please, I'm looking forward for your support. It's a pleasure having who else? There's a few other people that I'm not seeing. I see the numbers, but I don't see you. Please, I need to see you. Come into the room. Click on the actual link and come in and start chatting with me in the chat so I can see you. Alrighty. I do have some music for you. It's Gospel Music Thursday. It's a third Thursday. And at 7:30, I'll be having an interview with Rowena. This is Rowena's book right here. It's volume 1 and 2, and it's really good. Whirlwind of Love. Rowena Campbell, I tell you, really nice. You see them? Yes, I bought them both. And she has to do a read for us this evening and all of that good stuff. But his story is good. Yeah, so I'd like to say hello to everyone tuning in. How about some music? And then right after that, I would like you to tell me what would you do if the financial institution in which you invested your money did foolishness. Actually misappropriated your funds. what would you do? Put your hand on your head and cry, bawl, roll, bend your belly, kind of thing? What would you do? What would you do if they call and tell you that? And that's the only place you invested in. That's the only place you invested your money. Nowhere else but that one place. As a matter of fact, the SSL director has resigned. So that's another bombshell right here. He doesn't want the stress. So we'll see what happens. But what would you do? Seriously, if you invested your money and they eat it off or something. 914-600-4228. Gospel Music Thursday right here on Center Stage. The platform where voices are heard and people connect. Let's get it going.
No more retreat. I'm raging war on the enemy, taking back what was stolen from me. Are you ready? Are you ready? You can't have a war looking cute. Lord God Almighty. Are you ready, soldier? Are you covered under the blood? Here we go. Say, if your hands are anointed, and if your feet are anointed, and if you're under the blood, give me a Holy Ghost shout. If your hands are anointed, and if your feet are anointed, and if you're under the blood, Lord God Almighty, give me a Holy Ghost shout. Say, if your hands are anointed, and if your feet are anointed, and if you're under the blood, under the blood, under the blood, oh, I am anointed. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? You want back your stuff? You want back your thing there? You want back your stuff? Say, if your hands are anointed, if your feet are anointed, and if you're under the blood, give me a Holy Ghost shout. If your hands are anointed, if your feet are anointed, and if you're under the blood, say, I am anointed to put the enemy under my feet. I am anointed, moving forward, no more defeat. I'm raging war on the enemy, taking back what was stolen from me. I am anointed and appointed. I'm a mighty warrior in God's army. Say, I am anointed to put the enemy under my feet. I am anointed, moving forward, no more defeat. I'm raging war on the enemy, taking back what was stolen from me. I am anointed and appointed. I'm a mighty. Are you ready to take back your stuff? Here we go. I'm taking back my joy, back my peace, back my health, and my wealth. I'm taking everything that he stole from me, everything he took from my family. weapon. Full it with the Holy Ghost blood. And point it at the enemy. Make sure you level everything when you come out. So where do you say? There goes blood, 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 blood. Blood him up. Blood, 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 blood. Blood him up. Blood, 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 blood. Blood him up. Blood, blood, blood. Blood him up. Blood him up. Blood him up. Blood him up. Hey. Blood him up. Blood him up. Blood him up. After you take your stuff, what? Blood him up. 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 Hey. Come on, where your weapon there? Blood, 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 blood. Blood him up. Blood him up. Blood him up. Don't leave nobody standing. Enough is enough. Take back your stuff. And when you come out, blood him up. 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 I can't hear you. Blood him up. Blood him up. Ah, blood him up. 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 Hey! Blood him up. Jump off him head. Cripple him. Take him out. Take him out. Take him out. Mash it up. Blood him up. Blood him up. Blood him. Blood him up. Blood him up. Blood him up. Blood him up. Think about all that he's done to you. Think about what he did to your family. Hey! Lick him down. Mash up him bloody house. Blood him up. God bless you. God bless you. Hey! Hey, hey. Take him out. Mash him up.
5 minutes to 7 o'clock. Gospel Music Thursday. Only Marvia, Providence can do it like that. I tell you, good evening, everyone. Set your watches and your clocks. The show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. Let me turn this way. Cooler Runnings Restaurant. I tell you, good evening to my family over there at Cooler Runnings, 1802 Nareed Avenue in the Bronx, 718-324-7484. I know the number from memory, like we would say, from heart. Yeah, I do know the number. So hello. Don't forget, our telephone number here is 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Where are you? What are you doing? I'd like to remind you that next week, Wednesday, that's Wellness Wednesday. I started promoting it on Monday. And yesterday we had a session right there at the church hall at New Testament Temple, Church of God, 3350 Seymour Avenue. And this coming Wednesday, January 25, providing you with access. That's Montefiore, providing you with access to the blueprint for wellness screening, COVID-19 testing and vaccination, healthcare and health insurance, social services, and more. Over 100 and odd people have signed up, believe it or not. And of course, you get you're on a time schedule. So you get your time, you come in, you go through the process, about 15 minutes per person, not more than that. And then you get your pep talk, your they do your checks and thing, tell you what's going on and stuff. So I would like you to hop on over to the Bronx next Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday, Blueprint for Wellness. It's an event. Montefiore, United Way, Quest Diagnostics, they're all partnering together. And we invite you to call us at 718-652-3288, or you can call me, 914-304-2592. And just say, Lady D, remind me of the time again and the date, January 25. It runs from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Alrighty, see you then. You'll be hearing more right throughout the program. So welcome once again. You're just joining. If it's your birthday, if you're feeling good, something exciting happened for you today, and you want to say, hey, Lady D, you know what happened? I'll gladly say, tell me, man, and sit by the fireside and say, give me the scoop. I want to hear. Oh, and I'll just take the scoop, right? So once again, hello, everybody. Good evening. I know some people are not able to hear us, but those of you who can, don't forget, I'll be posting the telephone number in the WhatsApp, in the YouTube chat so that you can hear. Good evening to Caribbean Vibes Radio and Touch FM Radio, Linkage Radio. We have multiple platforms on which you can pick up the show. You can pick up the show, man. And, oh, Lord. Alrighty. So I was supposed to talk to, Rookie, you're going to have to call me at, Lord, I'll just tell her to call me now. Okay. Yes, Rookie, you can call me now. So good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure being here. I'm always going to say that because you could have been, as we would say, otherwise minded, right? You could be doing other things. So good evening to you. Alrighty, so let's get in. We have a minute to go before Mail Zone. And no, Denise. Okay. Yes. So thank you, everyone, for keeping my company and tuning in. Yes, 7:15 is better. So thank you. Right now, I'm going to be heading over to Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. Don't forget, if you have a story to share or you know someone who has, it doesn't always have to. It doesn't always have to be the love drama. It can be about your children. It can be about work, just some kind of information that you'd like to share. The email address is InsideTheZoneNYC@gmail.com. InsideTheZoneNYC@gmail.com. And I'd just love to hear from you. Wouldn't you like to just send me an email and say, hey, I have a story. You want to hear it, Lady D? Yes. And what I like is that the audience, they're so engaging. They hop on in and share their perspective on your situation. So it's coming up in a few minutes, 7 o'clock. That's what we do. Welcome, everybody. It's another feature of Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority, brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant.
Two hearts together, we're a harmony so right. Two sparks united, we're a fire burning be. Inside we share a feeling that's so rare, so sweet, just knowing that we are a special pair.
Right on time, we're two of a kind, and heaven knows this love will grow stronger every day.
Perfect combination, love plus you and me. Perfect combination, we couldn't ask for any better. Perfect combination.
Yeah, perfect combination indeed. And, you know, we like to head on over to the mailbox and see what's going on in there. So, welcome everyone. Mail Zone, your emails are my priority. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. From the headlines, my husband almost killed him. My husband almost killed him, and you'll hear why. What can I tell you? So I'd like to welcome you to the segment this evening, 3 minutes after 7 o'clock. Dear Lady D, life is something else. When I lived in Jamaica, life was good. I had a good job and I was stress-free. In fact, I really did not have to come to the U.S. to live, but my husband of 25 years wanted a change of life, and so we moved here. We're both green card holders. The first job I got was in a clothing store in Manhattan. It was paying the bills, so it wasn't too bad. However, I missed the professional status I held in Jamaica. I kept applying to banks because of my accounting background, and for several months I got no good response until finally I was successful. The first week on the job, I was excited. I was learning the new system and eager to move up the ladder in the bank. During my 3 months review, I experienced the most disturbing encounter. My boss, during the review, walked around his desk and approached me. At first, I thought he was heading towards the door. Instead, he stopped in front of me and used his hand to raise my chin. Lady D, for a few seconds, I was so shocked I could not move. When I realized what he intended to do, I flew out of the chair and asked him if he was crazy. The man, in no uncertain words, said, "This is a part of my review, you sexy thing." Lady D, I'm telling you, this 6'3" handsome man wanted to have his way with me in his office. I told him if he did not step away from me, I was going to scream and call my husband. After what seemed like eternity, he went back to his desk. Do you know, the man had the nerve to give me a horrible review because I did not consent to his advances. At first, I wondered if I should tell my husband, but I did. My husband was so mad he told me to leave the job and come home. But Lady D, because I know we need the money, I chose to stay. The next morning, my husband accompanied me to work and walked with me right to his office. My boss was frightened. He started mumbling all kinds of gibberish. My husband was not having it and broadcast the incident in the middle of the office. I was upset and embarrassed at first, but after a while I stood, folded my hands, that's what she's saying, and said to myself, "Brute, you deserved it." The staff were talking among themselves, Lady D, and I realized that most of the women who were in high positions in that bank went through the same thing with him and made their way, as I had put it, up the ladder. After this, he was called into a meeting and fired. I felt as though maybe I should not have because he lost his job, but after all, he deserved it. My husband and I are best friends, and we never, ever hide anything from each other. And this was certainly one time I'm glad I didn't. There you go. That's it for this evening. 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. Do you have a comment? Why is it that these men think they can just, as we would say, bamboozle you into their sexual advances so you can get good reviews and move up the ladder? But I'm glad this lady took the stand and her husband did a job. The man got fired after he blurted out everything in the office. Isn't that something? What say you? Inside the zone right here. Mail zone, your emails are my priority. What would you say to this? Do you have a comment? Give me a call. 914-600-4228. I would say, way to go, lady. Way to go. She went home, she told her husband, and he took it in his hands and dealt with old massa, as we would say. Give me a call. No? All right, I got a call coming in. Let's see who has their perspective. Good evening. How are you? Welcome to Mail Zone.
Good evening.
Hey there,
That
MS.
that lady was very smart. I support her 110%.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are too many guys like that out there who play the game and they get away with it and they continue to play the game.
Yes.
So he deserved what he got and was pushed out the door too.
Oh, so, but, and it's a good thing, Sometimes we may not want to share, with our partners some of the things that we experience, but it's good to share it. Because I was just watching, MS, a segment that, what's his name, does with his wife, Asafa. And he had Miss Melhado on as his guest. And she was saying that one time, because she's married and stuff, and she was saying one time, she had a discussion with the gentleman. And at the end of the conversation, it made her uncomfortable. She realized she kind of overstepped her bounds. And she said that evening, she said, you know what, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell my husband because I don't want that third person in the middle of the bed. And she told him, and, they discussed it and so on. So sometimes it's good and not to hide the thing because you never know how it's going to unfold, right? So we applaud this lady.
I don't want to put these numbers on your show because it might be problematic. I will do a subtraction, 50 minus 5.
Okay.
He has had that problem too.
Oh, he has, no? I hear you.
Yeah, he had quite a few of those problems.
Oh, well, there's some people it seems not to have any negative effect. I don't know, or not immediately. They just get away with things.
All I can say, I support this lady. She did the right thing. And he was so silly, he blurted out the story in the presence of the rest of staff. I don't know what that was supposed to do.
No, that it's the husband. It's the husband that did it.
Oh, he said it. Oh,
yes,
he talked about it. On
yes,
the
He walked with his wife upstairs into the office, and at first she thought that they were gonna go in the office and talk to the boss, but he chose to just do it right on spot. You ever see anything? So the man took matters in his own hands.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
No,
never heard of it being done like that before.
So, yes, and in all of it, all the women started to talk and say what he has done, and that's what really caused him to get fired.
So they pushed him out the door.
Yeah.
Well, too bad.
Too bad for him. I know.
Yeah.
Good to hear you always, MS.
Good, okay.
Blessings. My second caller, good evening.
Good evening, lady.
Hey there. Wait, are you people dry weather tourists?
No. Stop it. Yeah. Good evening, Lady D.
Yes,
good
sir.
evening
Good
to the
evening.
Inside the Zone listeners. And I just want to say to the email, kudos again to the lady for really, let her husband know. However, the thing is, this happens too often in terms of sexual abuse, people being sexually abused on the job, especially women, and a lot of sometimes they don't really get out enough attention. Even in the entertainment field, it's happening everywhere, even in government, on the job and all of that. So, women should really realize that now they do have a voice in terms of sometimes they feel trapped because not wanting to lose a job or a position or whatever. But it's happening in every industry.
Right. And what do you think? And what do you think about the role her husband played?
Well, I mean, that's the extreme. It so happened that he was successful. That's to the extreme because anything could have turned out where he started retaliating, whatever, security and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of going to the job place, but in terms of, it resulted with him getting fired, which was good. But I wouldn't recommend folks to take it into their own hands.
Right.
But do report the people who feel that. I'm just saying women shouldn't feel trapped where they don't do something about it, especially if it's excessive, and, regardless of even losing a job, but at the same time, I know people's pride and decency is at stake too,
Yes,
where,
I agree.
It shouldn't be, it's a crime, so we want to be able to bring those who are committing those crimes out, and on the email story, which is good, and it ended in a good way.
Yes.
But too often in all industries, it's been unsettled, or people just go ahead with the flow,
There you go. And I thank you so much always for participating. And remember to like and share and subscribe to my channel, Inside of the Zone, on the YouTube channel. Good to hear you, Al.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right, sir. Blessings.
Have a good evening.
Okay, same to you. All righty, 914-600-4228. What say you? At 7:30, I'll be having a conversation with Rowena Campbell. Did I show you the book? Yeah. Whirlwind of Love. Wouldn't you just like to get caught up in this whirlwind? No, you have to create your own story. Good evening to Touch FM Radio 90.1 in the Bronx. Good evening to Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Chris Wilby comes right after me at 8 o'clock. So please stick and stay, won't you? And hop on over to CaribbeanVibesRadio.com at the end of my program. And it's spelled with the K instead of a C. Alrighty, a call comes in. Let's see who wants to talk to me in Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority.
Good evening, Lady D.
My dear heart, Hortense. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It is to also order. You come to work to do your work. You don't look on around, don't look up hard, and don't talk about your sexy thing. What is he?
You sexy thing. When I read that, I was like, but this man is stuck. He's stuck into some disco world. I'm like, okay.
And if he don't up to his nose, a fire would want to fire her, so Yes?
Same
They
way.
want to play with her.
Yes, ma'am.
And, yes. You sexy thing.
But you know something, if we analyze it, Hortense. Okay, so then each company has a human resource department, right? And you take your grouses to the HR department. But the husband was not having that. I in my head, I'm thinking maybe, she would go over there with husband, but husband had his own plan unknowingly to her and decide that he's going to just bust it right there. Lord have mercy.
And everybody here.
Everybody here. And out of that now, other women spoke up. So you see, it's one of those things. I tell you,
Yes.
they're too out of order,
When
and you don't know who you're
then
going
we
to.
get tired. No, one pay for two work. That you want.
Yes, man, out of order.
Out of order. Put him in nine place. That's right. Good
But
for him.
you're good though.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Nice to hear you. So, Hortense, as I have you here, let me just ask. If you had billions of dollars and you invested it in a company, and then you hear now that you lose your money, what would you do? Have you thought about it?
Yes, I thought about it. I said, they have to pay me back everything, and I would not invest nothing more into that
company.
Nothing more company again. Because look how you think will put Jamaica on map. And you would tell me, say, as we Sean Paul said, they go dip their hand in the man money and take it. And this woman that contract, I listen up to this morning, how she her father is sick with cancer, and she take money out of it, the client's money, and send it into cancer treatment, and he passed away, and she dip again to funeral, and then she got dip again in the fear brother, because her brother was going to kill their mother, and they put him in an institution, and so she has to pay. And she still go again this morning when I hear she call a lady, she had $3 million into the JPS. Which you read the woman, I know she in a JPS. The person never die none. And then she do a thing like this now. Whenever somebody take you a loan, she put more than the amount and take the rest for herself.
Yes.
That's right.
You see how
To
these
take
things go
more,
though.
for 10,000, she put 20 and take 10 for her and just give the people in the 10.
Yes.
And anything investigate, in turn your own, in spend it around, spend your own, and just put back to their money and take the rest of money yourself. Yeah.
But I just said to
maybe,
myself,
you hear me and tell you, say, maybe we not good on that liquor, though. I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know what you would do, right, Hortense? That's an honest response. Some of us really don't know what we would do. We really don't know what we would do.
You flip. You know,
Instantly.
Yes, all your money gone.
Yes.
Jesus. Cut your head off, puppy up.
Jesus would have to keep us. Yeah,
That's
man.
right.
Jesus would have to keep us. Well, thank you, my love, for sharing. And I'm hoping that you have a great weekend.
Okay.
Always, my love. That's my Hortense for you, and that MS and Al called in to share. Is there anyone else who has, a take on this letter? I tell you, it's one of those things, as Jackie. Jackie says, serve him right. The husband should have slapped him with a 2x4. Andrea says, I'm proud of the husband taking action. Thank you, ladies. Yes, out of order. Way out of order. How can you? I tell you, some people experience some things, but they take a decisive action, and it proved to their benefit. Seriously, proved to their benefit. 21 minutes now after 7 o'clock. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. 7:30, I have my Author Zone interview with Rowena Campbell. And here is Volume 2. This is what Volume 2 looks like. Okay? Whirlwind of Love. Yeah. Gonna talk with Rowena about this book here because I don't understand how Rowena she have them kind of juicy stuff here in the book. You have to get your copy. I got my too. Yeah. There you go. So good evening, everybody. What's new out there as we're winding down? If you'd like to call me, you still have a few minutes left. It's 7:22. The segment ends at 7:30. But I just want to bring you up to date in terms of this whole financial saga. Everton McFarlane, the executive director of the Financial Services Commission, the FSC, has resigned effective January 31. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark made the announcement while speaking with journalists on Thursday afternoon. McFarlane is set to depart on leave Friday, January 20. Clark said, adding that Bank of Jamaica's Chief Prudential Officer, Major Karen Burrell, will be seconded to the FSC to assume the role of interim executive director. Quote, I intend to make further policy announcements on Monday, end quote, Clark said. McFarlane's resignation comes as the FSC faces criticism over its regulatory oversight of companies in the financial services sector amid the multi-billion-dollar fraud saga at Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL. Sprint great Usain Bolt is among more than 30 investors whose funds are said to have been stolen by a former employee of SSL. Earlier this week, the Police Fraud Squad and Financial Investigations Division, FID, which are probing the case, said questionable transactions were being made on some of the affected accounts for more than a decade. At a press conference on Wednesday, the FSC was largely evasive when questioned by journalists on the matter. Clark on Thursday reiterated his disgust at the development. Quote, I am certainly disgusted at what has been revealed thus far in terms of the fraud at SSL, and I have given a commitment that the government will do everything in our power to ensure that the strength and credibility of Jamaica's financial sector remains intact, end quote, he added. Fine. He has resigned, and of course he's going off on the leave starting tomorrow, so he won't be back. But I heard that the press conference yesterday was a mess. They refused to answer certain questions. And, you know, I sometimes try to, I don't know the legality of some of these things. And I know that you can be restricted based on the ongoing investigation and what you can and cannot disclose. So the journalists in general walked away not really having any information to provide to the general public through their broadcast house. It was just a mess. But this has really taught us something. Of all the news that we've heard over time about people who have embezzled monies from companies, this one has taken the cake. And why it has shocked us so much is because there were signs that there were some impropriety was going on, and it was not addressed to the point to where it got now. It could have been avoided. It could have been avoided to save people heartache, Usain and all the other people. But I heard a lady who had an interview on Nationwide. And as I listened to her, and because of her faith in God and so on, you know, she has now fallen into that kind of a slump because she feels that, you know, being a child of God, maybe she should have known things, done better. But you can be serving God and in the natural, trying to invest and carry on with the natural side of your life. And he really not gonna come down here and meddle like that with your money. You can pray for wisdom, how to manage the money, but he's certainly not going to be up in your money business like that. You know, so sometimes as people of faith, we want to say, how come this happened to me as a Christian, or why it happened to me as a Christian. But you have to understand that the spiritual and the physical, they have their own space. Yes, you're living in the world. Yes, you're serving God. Yes, you know, you are able to save your money, invest your money as a child of God, but it don't mean you're not going to have these kinds of challenges. Am I right or am I wrong? When I heard it, I said, Lord, lady, I understand. But when it come on to human beings and, you know, that inkling that we have to do things that are wrong, you're not going to see it all the time unless God wants to really give you some divine revelation about the money. Who am I speaking with? Good evening. You have 2 minutes.
I just need 1 minute. I just need 1 minute to say what I'm about to say.
Go quickly, man.
What has happened in this situation is a direct circumstance why Jamaica's GDP is only 14 billion, 10% of what it should be. Our GDP should be 140 to 160 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying that, Singapore Prime Minister came to Jamaica in the mid-60s to see what Jamaica was doing to achieve 5 and 6% growth rate. Whatever he learned, he took it back, and Singapore's GDP is now 398 billion.
Oh.
They have 5 million people and 278 square miles.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to have it done in such a way where our GDP should be no lower than 100 billion.
Got you.
All right, that's it.
Thanks, MS. Who is my second caller?
Well, apparently, unfortunately, they don't really lost that money, They don't really lost the money. The only sad part I saw for the people them is that when you do get back those money, you get it back from somebody who's buying out the debt, and you get it back in dimes and nickel.
Mm-hmm.
So if these persons now were depending on interest to pay to turn over, because most people is invest and they take the interest and turn over to do something for them business, do something for themselves, then now you're in a crisis. So therefore, that leave you in a bind. So when you do get back these dimes and nickel money, it just mash up. So all your little investment where you did serious and have put down just dwindle in front of you. That's the sad part of this money.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully some of the people don't, can wait and have it sent back to do something back. But this gonna have to go through bidding and who wanna buy the debt and how much percentage and all of that. So
it's very
horrible.
sad. It's sad though. It just a mess. It should not have happened.
No, because you have a lot of people down there probably work hard, retire, and says, okay, me have this as my little emergency money, sit down all this time now, do nothing. Here is a system come and stream and me can make 2 cents per me dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, nobody can. Me don't want to go into it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to do that. Because everybody have their little emergency fund where you put down in a credit union, sit down there, now give you nothing.
Right.
God bless for them and give them money. Here comes something on the stream, and the people then take a chance. The government need to get something going. This is not the first bank in Jamaica, Century National, if anyone remember.
We remember them.
Why
Oh,
our
yes.
country?
I remember when I used to work in New Kingston, and we walk over to Century National, you feel like you're walking a one place, not even America. You feel like when you look at the embossed logo, there was a nice
that
big
green and gold. I
Aye.
remember it vividly.
I mean, you see money in that bank. Anyway,
Queen,
King.
I remember it. It was the beautifulest bank
All right,
in Jamaica.
King, I'm gonna love you and
All right.
leave you. My caller, my interviewee is calling me. Thank
Do
you.
your thing. Do your thing.
All righty. Welcome, Rowena Campbell.
Hi, Lady Lee.
Hey, Rowena Campbell.
How are you?
It's a good rainy Thursday evening here in New York City. How is it in Jamaica?
Can you send us some rain?
Oh, you need some?
We are in need of that rain, Lady.
Oh, Lord, it soon come. Because, sometimes when rain comes in Jamaica, it comes in surplus.
Okay, yes, that's true. That's so true.
Yes, so how are you
Thanks
doing?
for having me another time.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
all right, I'm all right.
Great.
Looking forward to a good show this evening.
Yes, man, and I hope you talk up the things, because I've been showing the covers of the book to my YouTube channel audience, for them to go get their copy.
Okay.
So that they can get their
Sure.
copy. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not Rowena's first time with me on Author Zone. I'd like to welcome you to the program, everyone. Rowena Campbell, affectionately called Dawn, has always been in love with writing. Rowena's love of writing began during her early years when she attended the Point Hill Least All-Age School in St. Catherine, Jamaica. Rowena later attended St. Catherine High School, where her love of writing was further ignited by her teachers. These experiences, coupled with Rowena's imagination and talent, has helped her to write 4 beautiful books. And I have been privileged to have my copies. As a matter of fact, Whirlwind of Love Volume 1 and 2 right here with me in studio on Inside the Zone. Welcome once again, Rowena Campbell.
Thanks, Lady D.
Rowena,
Long time, huh?
I'm telling you, and they say delay is danger, but not in this case, right? So it was all about timing, the right timing. All about the right timing.
Good things come to those who wait, don't.
That's what I'm talking about right here now. So let me start off the conversation this evening. I had to say to myself after I went through the book, I say, Rowena is one of them prolific writer. And I had to say, you put pen to paper, Rowena, and created a masterpiece. A masterpiece. Now, The Whirlwind of Love, volumes 1 and 2. I thought exciting. I turned each page with great anticipation, and I loved every minute because I'm reading. I'm like, wonder what is coming next. That's how I enjoyed the story. But I wanted to ask you, why did you choose to write both volumes? You couldn't just stop at volume 1.
No. All right, let me just give you a little heads up of volume 1. Whirlwind of Love Volume 1 was my first book. I wrote it when I discovered I had a creative imagination. Lady D, I just could not allow it to waste. So I ended up in suspense, and from 1998, when I published it, my readers begged and encouraged me to do part 2. I could not leave them hanging there. And so this also lit my passion for writing. And I had to satisfy the thirst for my writing and for my readers.
Yes, please.
So I revamped volume 1 in 2021. And that was the same year I published volume 2.
Well, something, you've done a remarkable job, because all of us want to experience love. I don't know which human being on this earth, right, have not at some point said, oh Lord, I don't want nobody to love me. I just want to stay by myself. That's not true. And if they're saying it, they're lying to themselves, right? But we also know it's complicated at times. And I mean, you actually steered some real life drama in the story. Any story that you actually write in a mother-in-law and all of that, that's going to take you someplace, which it did. So, how did you create these characters? Share the characters with my audience and just tell us how you actually created them and made them just pop off the pages like that.
Well, as I would have mentioned, and as I've been told, I have a creative imagination, and I'm a suspense writer. The unique thing about these two novels is that I didn't know the full plot before pen met paper.
Oh.
As I wrote, the ideas flowed. And a lot of the characters were created midway while writing the book. When I realized, okay, I need someone to do this or that, or so with the storyline, I'm not sure.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And how long did it take you to write the book? Because, I know you get your great reviews and so on, but, we have to wait until you pop out the story as we are biting fingernails and all that.
All right. The original volume 1 took me 6 weeks. When I revamped it, it took me almost a year because I really wanted to patch it up a little bit more.
Yes.
And volume 2 took me about 6 months start bearing. Yeah. So, when you're in this thing and you get used to it, and once you don't have a writer's block, the ideas flow. So you can do your thing quickly, man. So, as I say, volume 1, 6 weeks, and volume 2, 6 months.
So I want you to do a read, but before we do the read, can you just share a little bit about Whirlwind of Love before you do the read? What is it?
Whirlwind of Love is a love story. Volume 1 and 2, both the characters are caught up in a drama, in a threesome drama. In volume 1, the mother, father is caught up in a threesome drama. So, the wife, which is Juliet, she ended up in a situation where she's wondering who she's to choose, her husband or her former boyfriend. Because both of them had flaws. I'm not giving too much about the book.
No.
In volume 2 now, the same thing happens. Volume 2 is about the daughter. Volume 1 is about the mother. Volume 2 is about the daughter. So she too was entangled in a love triangle. So in the end, she had to choose.
Yes.
So readers, I'm not telling you anything more.
Not too
and that
much
is
more.
why it's called Whirlwind of
Of love, yes. I'm showing them the cover of the book. And who designed rather the covers for you? They're nice, Rowena.
Oh, yes. It was done by my cousin, Philip Woodhouse. And let me tell you, this is the first cover Philip has ever done.
Really?
So, yes.
I love
Yes.
it. I think he did such a good job.
He did a beautiful
yes,
job.
man. Nice.
I was his guinea pig. So my readers out there and writers is when you get your book, you just look inside, you will see all the information about Philip Woodhouse, and if you want his services, you can get.
That's
you
right.
can get him.
All righty.
Right.
So I'd like you
But
to
the
do a
cover
read
is
for
sell
us. Yes, it sell off. It sell off. Ladies and gentlemen, you're just tuning in. Welcome to From the Author's Zone. My guest this evening, second time around, Rowena Campbell, with her volumes 1 and 2, Whirlwind of Love. Would you now do the read for us, Rowena?
Not a problem, Lady D.
Okay.
So I started volume 1. And I will be doing some extracts. Damien rushed inside the ladies' room looking for Juliet, but he was nowhere inside. When he went outside, he overheard 2 women talking about the episode. It is strange. No one saw that drunkard enter the bathroom, one of the ladies said. Where is the maid of honor? The other lady replied. Sorry about that. Yes, where's the maid of honor? The other lady replied. hit Damien like a brick. Could the drunkard have been Juliet? On that thought, he ran to the parking lot. He was just in time to see the drunkard about to enter a car where the man Juliet was talking to. Juliet, Damien said under his breath, I am going to kill you. Juliet saw the potential danger when she saw her husband reach for his license, the firearm. Quickly, she got in the car and told Andres to drive. Damien fired at them with the intention to shoot out the tires, but missed. He was about to fire again when someone held him back. Damien, please don't! Janelle screamed. This really angered Damien. It's my wife and child, he bellowed. Before anyone could stop him, Damien quickly climbed into his car and went after them in hot pursuit. The brakes screeched loudly as the car slid around a corner. Damien was gaining on Juliet and Elvis when the traffic lights turned to red. However, instead of stopping, Elvis ignored the light and sped through the light. Damien was forced to stop, gritted his teeth as he saw them disappear around the corner. Damien swore and banged his fist on the steering wheel in frustration. So that is a little part of volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
So then, I go to volume 2.
Please do.
Which is the hot topic, the hot one on the market. Mr. Dave, the bathroom is now available. It seems that you need to use it urgently. Theo stopped aside for him to enter, but he stood in the doorway. What are you doing here? Didn't I tell you to stay away from my daughter? Damien asked. I answered the first question. I live here with your daughter, Mr. J. Are you crazy? Living in concubinage to embarrass me? Mom, Dad, Theo and I are not living in concubinage. We are married, Julian told them. What? They shouted. Damien escorted her to a nearby couch, then began pacing the carpeted floor. He was quivering with suppressed anger. The silence that followed was deafening. Panic welled up in Julian, for she had been caught completely off guard by their visit. As Juliet sat on the couch, she surveyed her daughter. She appeared to have gained a few pounds and looked happy and glowing. Juliet looked dazed as she awaited the outcome of the situation. She knew her husband was thinking of something. Suddenly, he reached for the telephone. I am doing something about the so-called marriage, he said. Too late for that now, Daddy. No power or money can annul this marriage, Julian defended. It has been consummated. Theo squeezed her hand encouragingly. Her eyes darted from one to the other. Then she told them, Mom, Dad, I'm not only pregnant, I'm not only married, but I'm pregnant too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The plot thickens.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Whirlwind of Love, Volume 1 and 2. Rowena Campbell. We're wrapping up. Rowena, winner of the American International Publishers Award. That's something big. That's a big thing, Rowena.
It should have been a big thing, lady.
Mm-hmm.
But let me explain how it all came about. I saw this overseas writing competition in the newspaper. So I entered with my unpublished manuscript, that's Whirlwind of Love, Volume 1.
Okay.
Out of 600 entrants, I won.
Out of
600, I won.
What?
Yes.
Well, I tell you.
I thought plot was unusual. Yes, I was told that my plot was unusual and full of suspense.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, congrats,
Yes,
Rowena. Out of
yes.
600 entries, you won.
Yes,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah, congrats,
I got my
Rowena.
congratulations. Right. I got my congratulatory letter by post
Oh,
with a
okay.
request for the publishers to publish and market. So that would have been my award.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I declined.
Oh, you declined. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Back in those days, and like we're talking about the 1990s now,
Mm-hmm.
technology was limited.
Mm-hmm.
So this being my first book, I wasn't going to take any chances.
Chances, yes.
Yes.
I got
Yes.
you. Got
But
you.
Lady D, in this time and era, if the opportunity should arise, I, Rowena Campbell, will opt for it.
That's right. And you would not be saying no. Yes, Rowena.
No.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. So finally, is there another project in the making, or you keeping that on the wraps?
No, I'm not keeping that on the wrap. Definitely.
Okay.
Writing is my hobby,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think I will ever outgrow my writing.
Okay.
So I must proudly say, I have multiple projects working on. So pretty soon, Lady B, you'll hear about them again.
That's right, ma'am, and I'm here for you. So again, congratulations. Whirlwind of Love, ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen, Whirlwind of Love. And finally, before you go, this is how I wrap up. I have a fun segment. I'm asking you to provide one-word answers only.
Okay.
One-word answers only. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pen to paper. Pen to paper.
Right.
Writer's block.
Writer's block is when
No, Rowena, we just need one word. One word.
Freeze.
There you go. Point Hill Least All Age School.
Primary.
Education.
Secondary.
Love.
Passion.
Sure. Church.
Life.
Family.
Happiness.
And finally, Rowena Campbell.
Dawn.
Oh, sure. All right. You knocked me there, Rowena. Another great interview, Rowena Campbell. Thank you so much. Winner of the American International Publishers Award. Whirlwind of Love, Volumes 1 and 2. How can they get your copy, Rowena?
All right. They are available on Amazon, both in Kindle and paperback.
Okay.
They're also available on other digital platforms,
Yes.
such as Barnes & Noble, Nathan Taylor,
Okay.
Ookla,
Could you
and
hold
Voices.
Rowena for me?
Hold on, Rowena. Hold on, DL. Continue, Rowena. Someone wants to say hello to you.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. It's a point that we have something in common.
Congrats, I love that.
Yeah, it's just one trivia question that Denise asked you. Point to least primary.
You country people.
You are. Oh, you are Jamaica, eh?
Right.
Teacher Charlton, Miss Latti, Miss Nair.
Like seriously? Would you like to tell me your name on here? Would you like to tell?
That's the school I went.
Miss Latti was the person who lit the spark of writing in me, she insisted that I become a writer.
Absolutely. There you go. She'll be happy to know that, and I can understand that because knowing her, yeah.
Let me tell you something. I'm one of the few students that Miss Lottie remembers. And each time I go on a television interview, I will make mention of her, and she would be so tearful.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Those were the great teachers. And also quickly, Rowena, because I want to hold up the show. Your last name also resonates with me because it's a Campbell in my family too.
Really?
Watermount, yeah.
Must be some distant cousin
Watermount.
business going on here.
Take my name, my number from Lady D, and be in touch with me.
I sure will.
Okay.
Thanks for the offer. Thanks for the offer.
Yes.
All right, Lady.
Thank
Thanks for the
you,
link up.
Rowena. Blessings. Congratulations again.
Thank you
Yes,
for the
and
link,
finally,
Alrighty.
my book will soon be in audio.
Okay, sure. No, I should talk to you on that, Rowena, because I'm the perfect candidate.
Oh, you are?
You see that now?
Well, it's a blessed day. Lady D, we definitely will talk on that one.
Yes, ma'am.
I will definitely be spreading your word among the pointy lights about your book, Rowena.
Please do, please do. Thank you very much, and we will talk.
All righty.
We will talk over here.
Thanks.
Okay,
Blessings.
You're welcome.
All righty. All the best, Rowena.
Yes, so I just want to say thanks to you, the Linkage Radio family, especially Dexter, who I saw recently. And, we all call him DJ Linkage. So I know he's tuning in right now. So hi, Dexter. Love you, big brother.
All right.
Let me take care. All the
Yes.
best.
Take it easy, Rowena.
All right. God bless
Alrighty.
you. Thank you.
Walk good.
All right.
All righty. Good evening. Who is online with me?
Hi, Lady G. This is Rookie Wilson. How are you?
Rookie. The last conversation we had, I said I've never heard anybody describe themselves. So you were so awesome. How is it going, Rookie, in the Diaspora Council race?
It's going well. We just want to get the word out to people that voting is happening now. People who have registered should have gotten an email in their email inbox as of starting Sunday night.
Yes.
The email should have come from an email around like vote.glowjamcouncils.com. But it's really simple. Once you see that email, just click on the representative. It will bring you to another page that has the ballot. You'll click on who your Global Jamaica Diaspora representative is and who your Global Jamaica Youth Council representative is. And I just want to remind people, my name is Ruki Wilson, and I am in the race. I'm a candidate for the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council Northeast, representative for the Northeast United States.
Great. We wish you all the best, Rookie. And, several people have already cast their votes. So I'll send out the email. Yes, I'll forward the email to a few, people.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you for the
Blessings. And I'm glad you called just to put this PSA out. We appreciate you, and we're looking forward to great things for you in the succession department. All right?
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, that's Rookie Wilson. Remember, she's a candidate. We spoke recently for the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council Northeast representative. So I'm asking you, I'm going to send a blast out. You can look for her name and vote. Okay, that's what we have to do. Share it and get everybody engaged. Well, 4 minutes to go to wrap up the show right here on Linkage Radio. And don't forget, we are on the app. Go to the Google Play Store and type in Linkage Radio, and you'll see us there. As a matter of fact, I have it on my phone. I have it on my Apple at work. You know, we don't do PC, we do Apple. Oh, Jesus. And so I have multiple connections as to how to tune in to Linkage Radio. I had a good time. How about you, Jennifer? It's a pleasure having you, Jennifer. Please share the link with your friends, your family, and tell them that great things are happening here on Inside the Zone in New York. Okay? Tell them to hop on over and listen to the show. This coming Saturday, on Saturday morning runnings, Carsa tenant Newell, real estate agent in both New York and Georgia, will be joining us on Saturday morning runnings. Why? Because last week we spoke about deadlift, right? And the four-poster bed. And the four-poster bed, you know. And just in case, you know, your auntie have a four-poster bed, and some time ago she did say, you know, if me pass on, you can get the bed, but it wasn't in no will. There was no paper trail to indicate that. And so you ready now to quarrel over the four-poster bed, and, you know, it no will to you. Unless family member decide to say, you can get it. You know, so Carson now will be joining us. And she'll be giving us some tidbits from the real estate perspective. And then I'll be tapping into an attorney to speak to it from the legal perspective. So it's the last will and testament, deadlift, you name it, scenario. All real life situations. Looking forward to being back on Monday to do it all over again with the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And Saturday morning runnings will be live on the YouTube channel Inside. I wonder if MS don't want to tune in. MS, I know you're a gentleman all over the place. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday morning runnings on the YouTube channel Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. Surprise me, MS. Surprise me. I'd like to see you. Don't forget, next week, Wednesday, January 25, Wellness Wednesday, Blueprint for Wellness. And courtesy of Montefiore, Quest Diagnostics, New Testament Temple, United Way, Choose Healthy Life, Good Neighbors Community Outreach Agency. The event will be providing you with access to the Blueprint for Wellness screening, COVID-19 testing and vaccination, healthcare and health insurance, social services, and much more. Looking forward to seeing you in the Bronx at 3356 Seymour Avenue. That's between Givens and Boston Road. If you are on Boston Road, you just make the left, or if you're coming from the opposite direction, you'd be making the right. And we're right there, the New Testament Temple big logo on top of this Jewish building. We're the only building of that type. And, you know, you just come on up and say, I am here. But if you want to, you know, schedule ahead of time, you can call me, 914-304-2592. That's 914-304-2592 if you'd like to schedule. It starts from 10 to 4, so you have a window between that time. But I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. I wish we could all see each other one day, you know, just like have a big party kind of thing. And we just lime and enjoy and say, oh, it's so you look. Oh, it's you that kind of thing, especially the radio people. You know, we see each other on the channel, but in terms of, you know, that kind of meet and greet camaraderie thing, it would be nice to sip a little wine and stuff, or hot chocolate, whichever. But anyway, they come looking for me, and I don't want them to say, go on up, dark yourself up, go up. Isn't it just colorful? After me walk out the whole community of penance every day, shoes on or shoes off, riding chopper bicycle without brake through Orange Grove. You all see me here, I was something else. Adventurous, yeah? But anyway, Jackie still can't get over that I've done those things, but I have. So I want to say enjoy your weekend because I'm going to show off now and say my weekend begins, with you today. So I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then Monday. Anyway, it's a good day and it's Thursday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nareed Avenue in the Bronx for sponsoring the show. Please stop by. It is Seafood Thursday. Go on over to the Jerk Hut there. Get all smoky and thing as you wait for your jerk chicken, jerk pork, jerk fish, jerk this, jerk that. And say, Lady D, send me. And she say, is Seafood Thursday. You won't be disappointed. Thanks to Caribbean Vibes Radio and Touch FM Radio. Chris Wilby's up next on Caribbean Vibes Radio. That's with a K. KARIBBEAN VIBEZ radio.com. Thanks you, everyone. Gone to my yard now. May I go up. So blessings. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember in everything you do, it's the will of God. Your hand can move. Everything you're doing, it's all about Him concerning your life. Ta-ta. Love, I'm out of here. Mwah.
Two hearts together, we're a harmony so right. Two songs.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number one. Best music.
New York, I introduce the best ice cream factory located in Mount Vernon, 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Call and place your order at 9